Let's take a look at some refraction of light. So, light travels the slowest through water and it can be bent and changed. It travels a little bit faster through the air and it travels a lot faster through solid if it's transparent, and it travels the fastest through a vacuum because there are no particles. So, let's take a look at what happens when it goes from your eye through a gas, which is air, through the solid glass, then through the liquid water, and then through the solid glass back out. So let's take a look. I have an arrow here. If I put that arrow facing down and put it behind the glass, you'll see that it's still facing down. Now, when it gets to the curve of the glass, it can be bent like that and look a little thicker. But what happens if I turn it sideways? So now I have the arrow so it's pointing to the left. Okay? So watch what happens to the arrow when it gets behind the glass now. Notice that it's pointing to the right. And if I move it over a little bit further, there we go. It gets a little distorted from the curve of the glass and longer because of the curve of the glass. If I move it closer, you can see it's a little bit straighter. And it gets flipped. So now it's pointing to the right, but we see it was pointing to the left. Okay, so that's called refraction. It's when the light bends and it actually flips sideways. So it's kind of interesting. We can do the same thing with looking at color. So if I put the red on top and the blue on the bottom, and I put it behind the glass, you'll see that the red is still on top, the blue is still on the bottom. But if I flip it this way, watch what happens. The red is on the left, the blue is on the right, and watch. They reverse order. Now the red is on the right and the blue is on the left. You can see the distortion from when it's curved in the glass, and that's light bending. When it goes through the water, it slows up. See, the red is on the left, and here the red is on the right. Okay, it also can do it with other things. So if I have something like this, it's a little looking candy, but notice the stripes. Okay, they're bending up this way. Okay, so you can see that they're going up and to the right. Watch what happens when they go behind here. They get very distorted and they go to the left. Very distorted. So this is kind of how they use mirrors. If you go into a house of mirrors, like at a fair, they put curved mirrors in there to make your body do these funny shapes, get bigger and thinner and thicker and tall and skinny. So it's pretty interesting how you can use light waves and light refraction to kind of make different things happen. And so that's just light going slower through the water than it does through anything else. Okay, so that is refraction.